I'm Jane King at the NASDAQ market site. A biotech firm stock surges after a milestone payment from a pharma giant.
Stimulus hopes may be lifting global markets, but healthcare companies are moving cautiously into 2016. The action in the sector may set the tone for the rest of the year.
Welcome to Small Cap Nation. I'm Jane King at the NASDAQ market site in Times Square. Shares of Insight today just soaring after Eli Lilly said it will make a $35 million milestone payment to the biopharmaceutical company following the company's submission of a new drug application for rheumatoid arthritis treatment. Lilly said it will take a charge of $35 million to first quarter earnings as a result. If the treatment is granted approval, Lilly will pay Insight an additional $100 million. Meanwhile, Ariad Pharmaceuticals has been doing a lot in recent weeks to remind potential acquirers that it's ready and available for a merger. The question now, as values of biotech companies everywhere are at their lowest point in over a year with the market sell-off, is whether the company can attract a bid that will satisfy shareholders. But considering Ariad's market value is now about 40% less than it was in April, when speculation on the company's potential sale was at its highest, the question remains as to whether the recent stock increase, which values the company at $1 billion, will be enough for a company whose investors had once hoped for an offer of up to $2.8 billion. Pinnacle Foods says it has completed its $975 million acquisition of Boulder Brands. The Boulder company makes food products such as Udi's gluten-free bread. The deal was announced last month when Pinnacle said it would pay $11 per share for Boulder Brands' 63 million shares, plus assume about $260 million of the company's debt. Boulder is now a wholly owned subsidiary of Pinnacle. Novartis Therapeutics said the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has given its cystic fibrosis drug an orphan drug designation, and the company's shares soared on that news. An orphan drug designation is given to drugs for diseases that affect less than 200,000 people in the U.S., and it gives a drug company a 7-year marketing exclusivity against competition, along with other benefits and incentives. Well, lots of small cap companies making news today. Here's a look in today's small cap wrap. First Horizon Financial missed earnings estimates. Synovus Financial, however, beat its expectations. Consolidated Tacoma is soliciting input from advisors. Constant Contact's preliminary earnings were lower than expected. Federal Mogul pulls the planned spinoff of its motor parts business. Genbeck says holder Eco R1 reports a passive stake in the company. Hortonworks reported revenue was $37 million when $34 was expected. Live Oak Bank shares lockup on shares expired. Neos Therapeutics lockup also expired, and Kulik Technologies is poised to fall further this year, according to Barron's. Dialog Semiconductor said that it will not get into a bidding war to buy Atmel, apparently killing the agreement. The companies announced in September that San Jose-based Atmel did say a bid by Chandler's Microchip Technology, which acquired San Jose-based Micrel last year, had made a superior bid. Dialog is now expected to get a $137 million termination fee from Atmel for backing out of that deal. And Waste Connections is buying Progressive Waste Solutions in an all-stock deal. It creates a waste management company worth more than $8 billion. The transaction is structured as a reverse merger. Shareholders of Waste Connections will own about 70% of the combined business, with Progressive Waste stockholders owning the remaining 30%. Progressive Waste announced earlier this month it was looking at its strategic options. And Federal Moguls Corporation did announce that Jerome Roquet has been appointed Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of Federal Mogul Holdings Corporation. That's effective immediately. Federal Mogul also announced it will spin off its motor parts division to give the company more flexibility. Carl Icahn, a major shareholder of the company, noted at the time that a spinoff would create a better environment for management to focus on its powertrain segment. It's no secret that healthcare and biotech shares have been battered in recent weeks as global equity markets sold off, and the slide in biotech worsened. With sentiment in the sector at a low, major moves to the upside are rare. Now, why are shares of Biotie Therapies rallying today?
Hi Jane, these days the smaller biotech names juggle clinical data, regulation, and tepid investor interest. While a return to basics may be hard to face, the industry is coming back down to reality. As for the latest action in the space, Finland's Biotie Therapies is rallying 90% on buyout news. New York-based Biotech Acroda Therapeutics scooped up Biotie for $363 million or $25.60 per share. The cash bid will expand Acroda's therapies for Parkinson's disease. Now, the offer is a premium of approximately 94% from Biotie's closing price on Monday. Now, shares of Acroda were down 4% in early trade on Tuesday.
Acroda Therapeutics is strengthening its portfolio of treatments for Parkinson's. What does its latest acquisition bring to the table?
Acroda Therapeutics will be adding 2 more potential treatments to its Parkinson's treatments. With the Biotie deal, Acroda will get drug candidate tozadenant and SIN-120. Now, tozadenant is in phase 3 trial development. Acroda expects to file the candidate for approval in 2018. SIN-120 is in mid-stage testing, and it is in phase 2 development for Parkinson's-related dementia. Back in 2014, Acroda acquired Civitas Therapies, a pre-public biotech. With the Civitas acquisition came levodopa, an inhalable treatment for Parkinson's. Now expect phase 3 trial results to come at the end of 2016 and an approval filing for CVT-301 to take place in 2017. The aim of acquiring Biotie's offerings is to help Parkinson's patients manage episodes where medications stop working.
The capital environment for biotech deals may be in for a cold spell, but what's the financial outlook for Acroda?
Well, it's all about the data. The pre-public and small-cap bio names rely on data to carry them through to the next stage. With Acroda's acquisition of Biotie, it also gets 2 other assets. Now, it will receive royalties on European sales of a drug that eases alcohol dependency called Celincro. Acroda also gets an experimental treatment for a chronic liver disease. The Biotie buyout is being financed with proceeds from a $75 million private placement as well as a loan from JP Morgan. As for the Acroda's outlook, the company's forecast for net revenue in 2016 for its MS drug are higher than actual sales for 2015. Ampera revenue is expected to come in at $475 to $485 million. Sales last year were $436 million. Now, the company could see EPS growth in the new year. According to Zacks research, estimates call for double-digit earnings growth with the long-term growth rate coming in at under 30%. Samsung Group and Biogen's joint venture has been approved by the European Commission. Benepali received marketing authorization. Now, this is an etanercept biosimilar referencing Enbrel and the first one to be approved in the EU. Biogen and Samsung Biologics have been working on a product that can be used to treat adults with moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis. Now, Samsung Bioepis is also planning to get regulatory approval for the biosimilar from the US FDA, and this approval comes as Samsung Bioepis is gearing up for a public listing on the NASDAQ.
Straight ahead, we head across the pond for a look at what's happening in the European markets when Small Cap Nation comes right back.
Guys, I got the jerseys. Oh, nice. El Nino. Aquí. Spray Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Don Ovan.
I think that's me.
You guy, it's $40. Can you cover that?
I'll send it to you right now. Done.
Okay, got it. So hat-trick Rick, he's the best player on our team. You get the ball, you give it to him.
Great. Rick.
On your phone, online, on the go, Wells Fargo makes it easy to get banking done.
All right, Don, you're on. Nope, just kidding.
Doug, you've been staring at that for a while, huh? Listen, TD Ameritrade has former floor traders to help walk you through that complex trade, so you'll be confident enough to do what you want. I'll pull up their number. Blammo. Let's get those guys on the horn. Ooh. Looks like it is time to upgrade your phone, Douglas.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
Let's go, Serena. Fight, fight. Come on, fight.
Can't stop me now.
Come on, Serena.
Can't stop me now. You don't want me. You can't mess with this.
Back to the top. Here we go.
You don't
2,
want me.
3, 4, 5, 6. Whoa, stop. Let's go back. 1, 2. Whoa, we're going to stop there. I bet we can do it even better.
It took tennis legend Serena Williams, fencing champion Tim Morehouse, and the world-famous Rockettes years to master their craft. But it took them only moments to master paying bills at Chase.com, depositing checks at Chase ATMs, and transferring funds on the mobile app. Technology designed for you, so you can easily master the way you bank.
Graham Brown is in Europe with the latest on small cap action there. Graham?
Whilst we were off the air over the holiday season, there were still IPOs coming to the market in Europe. Today we're looking at one of the more interesting ones that took place on the Euronext Paris Autonext market. Drones are thought by many people to be big boys' toys, but in fact they are highly utilizable for tasks where people are at risk, or they're highly repetitive tasks. Much less expensive than an aeroplane or helicopters, drones are agile, easy to use and discreet. The French Civil Drone Professional Association Federation estimates there are over 200 applications possible for the use of drones. Founded in 2011, Drone Vault was established in France and Denmark, principally in France, is a company specializing in the design and marketing of civilian and security drones for professional use. A global partner, it offers customers solutions as a business turnkey, including all the support services and pilot training. Drone specializes in the design, assembly and marketing of remote-controlled terrestrial and aerial drones, and also tethered drones. The remote control ones are extensively used, of course, for the media, extending television broadcast, camera vision, particularly in areas where there are dangerous conditions for human camera operators, or just to get a high-level overview of a particular situation. The inspection of infrastructures is another activity where drones are being developed and can be used to inspect buildings or civil engineering structures, such as, for instance, if you've ever seen it, the Melou Viaduct, which is the bridge in the sky in the Alps, which is pretty mind-blowing to drive over, let alone to inspect. And thanks to sophisticated software, it is possible to reconstitute maps in 3 dimensions, making possible therefore to visualize defects and best prepare repair work. They have also developed drone spray to intervene in extreme conditions on a tethered drone up to 30 meters above the operator, aimed at applications such as treatment and cleaning of services, following by a construction site, inspection of works of cleaning, paint, etc., with exceptional conditions of safety for the staff, because you don't have to go up to any height, and considerable savings because you don't need scaffolding, for instance. The third major application obviously is security and surveillance. At an altitude of 250 meters, the drone is inaudible, while at the same time, with modern powerful zoom lenses, can give a very good picture. Now, although police forces have been very cautious about this, they are already conducting tests in much of Europe to see how they can integrate drones into their equipment. And transportation. We've seen the Amazon pictures, but captive drones connected with the operator can weigh up to 8.5 kilos and can take important payloads, for instance paints or products, and can also be used safely therefore in urban zones. And in agriculture, precision agriculture is a segment offering strong growth potential for civil drone manufacturers. Although the use of sensors and specialized software, the drones can detect disease or hydraulically stressed land, and in this manner can participate in the development of sustainable precision agriculture. featuring reduced use of pesticides and controlled irrigation. A further application, Drone Volt have just released a new drone called Drone Spray Health, aimed at the fight against vector-borne diseases. These are mosquito-borne diseases typically. It is looking at long-term solutions to help reduce human infection by mosquitoes with diseases such as malaria, dengue fever, encephalitis, etc. New Drone Spray Health can carry larvicide products in order to kill the mosquitoes and their larvae where they are rest and breed in all sorts of areas, cities, suburban and rural. As of today, nothing's really been tried in this area, particularly in West Africa and Southeast Asia, where vector-borne diseases are endemic. Here again, it's a disruptive technology in that most of today's operations are either carried out manually by human personnel with limited means, limited effectiveness, and really no information about the risks of the stuff they're handling, or by helicopters, which are very expensive by comparison and consume 100 litres of fuel an hour, and therefore highly polluting. Drone Spray Health is a zero-emission, fully electric solution. And an important additional business line follows on the regulations. Yes, the French have already regulated, you can guarantee they always will, ahead of most countries, which requires drones to be approved physically for their design, and operators to be registered, and you have to file a request with the local prefecture to obtain flight authorization, and having had the pilots follow a compulsory training period and obtain a certificate. The French love certificates. Drone Volts in fact has an organization to facilitate the admin procedures, and has created an academy to provide training lessons for future pilots. And it benefits from a solid infrastructure, including a closed hall allowing flight sessions in all weathers. Training is estimated in 2015 to account for about 300,000 euros of their revenues. So Drone Volt proposes an integrated chains of services from the drone itself, its systems, training and administrative support to comply with French regulations. And through this integrated approach, the customer receives basically a turnkey operation. An interesting example of developing applications for new technology that appears to have a lot of potential. So that's it for Graham Brown at Small Cap Nation Europe today.
We'll take you to San Francisco next when Small Cap Nation comes right back.
Everyone works hard for a reason. Working together, we can help you prepare financially for when 2 becomes 3. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
You want to be the best investor you can be. You want to cut through the noise of an overwhelming amount of analysis. You want the insights that will help you decide which ideas to execute and which to leave behind. You want your trades executed in 1 second or less, guaranteed and routed with institutional quality technology. Look no further. Open an account and find more of the expertise you need to be a better investor.
When I got the phone call that we had received the grant, I held my breath. To have a program like this is a big reward.
Being a Chase Mission Main Street grant recipient is a game changer.
One of the biggest surprises in starting a small business is the number of hours we should work for the first 20 years.
One of the great things about this grant is that it is going to let us invest in some additional inventories.
It's going to allow this business to go to the next level.
Being a recipient of this grant, we can't be thankful enough.
It's a dream come true, and I'm still in awe.
The FDA is calling for more protection for medical devices. The agency proposed cybersecurity recommendations for manufacturers. How real is this threat?
When it comes to medical devices, cybersecurity threats are a big concern. The vulnerabilities could pose a risk to users and threaten the effectiveness of these devices. While most threats and vulnerabilities may be seen as routine, as they can easily be fixed with patches or updates. But of course, personal information and sensitive health data could be at risk. Now, the FDA's guidance offers tips on how companies should monitor their devices once they're cleared for marketing.
What are some of the FDA recommendations in the draft guidance?
The agency recommends companies to monitor and assess risk and coordinate efforts to disclose vulnerabilities. It also recommends taking proper measures to address risks early. It also recommends information sharing with device manufacturers. Now, keep in mind that this guidance is not legally binding. The FDA also says that security threats can occur when devices undergo maintenance. The proposed guidance will be open for public comment for 90 days, after which the FDA will issue final guidance. The agency will also hold a public cybersecurity workshop at its headquarters on January 20th through the 21st.
Well, Johnson & Johnson announced job cuts in its medical device division. How big of a cut is this, and how will it affect its other businesses?
Johnson & Johnson says it will cut about 3,000 jobs within its medical devices division, and that comes down to 4 to 6% of the unit's global workforce. Now, the cuts will take place over the next 2 years. These cuts will affect the orthopedics, surgery, cardiovascular businesses within the larger medical devices unit. The company expects to record pre-tax restructuring charges of $2 to $2.4 billion in connection with these cuts. $600 million will be recorded in Q4 of 2015. And in addition, the restructuring is expected to result in annualized pre-tax cost savings of $800 million to $1 billion US. The company reiterated its full year 2015 forecast. Shares of Johnson & Johnson rose over 0.5% on Tuesday.
Listen up, investors. What to buy, sell, or hold, our daily segment on what the experts are recommending when Small Cap Nation returns.
Guys, I got the jerseys. El Nino. Aquí. Spray Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Don Ovan.
Think that's me?
You guy. It's $40. Can you cover that?
I'll send it to you right now. Done.
Okay, got it. So hat-trick Rick, he's the best player on our team. You get the ball, you give it to him.
Great. Rick.
On your phone, online, on the go, Wells Fargo makes it easy to get banking done.
All right, Don, you're on. Nope, just kidding.
Doug, you've been staring at that for a while, huh? Listen, TD Ameritrade has former floor traders to help walk you through that complex trade, so you'll be confident enough to do what you want. I'll pull up their number. Blammo. Let's get those guys on the horn. Ooh. Looks like it is time to upgrade your phone, Douglas.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
Let's go, Serena. Fight, fight. Come on, fight. Stay low. Come on, Serena.
Back to the top. Here we go. 2, 4, 5, 6. Whoa, stop. Let's go back. 1, 2. Whoa, we're gonna stop there. I bet we can do it even better.
It took tennis legend Serena Williams, fencing champion Tim Morehouse, and the world-famous Rockettes years to master their craft. But it took them only moments to master paying bills at Chase.com, depositing checks at Chase ATMs, and transferring funds on the mobile app. Technology designed for you, so you can easily master the way you bank.
Lots of activity in today's buy, sell, hold action. Eaton Vance was raised to a buy at Stern AG. Hartford Financial raised to new neutral at Nomura. Intrepid Potash raised to sector perform at Scotia. Noble Energy was upgraded at Societe Generale. Penn National Gaming raised to outperform at Telsey Advisory Group. Royal Gold cut to sector perform at National Bank Financial. And Silgan upgraded to outperform at Wells Fargo. Well, thanks for joining us on Small Cap Nation, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, check back for the latest news and research on smallcapnation.com, Facebook, and Twitter.